Today, we're going to be talking about a game that is arguably the best superhero game ever made, Marvel's Spider-Man, which, in my opinion, is better than every Arkham game. Leave in the comments your argument. I will shit talk you the entire time and prove you wrong, because you're wrong. And that was just a joke. You can't really compare Marvel and DC, as it's Marvel and DC, different universes. You shouldn't compare them. But I will be making a review on the Arkham game soon as well, so tune in for that. But let's get into this review, shall we? Spider-Man is a very hard character to get fans to like, because if you don't follow the comic books to the T, Marvel fans will eat you alive, and your game or movie or TV show will just be thrown away into the garbage of Spider-Man fan service, like Spider-Man Lotus. Get a load of this guy, huh? Fucking idiot. We've seen some half-assed attempts like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. In my personal opinion, I think he is the best Spider-Man, but lacks in the Peter Parker territory. Spider-Man has to be this funny, goofy guy when he puts on the mask, but the serious, nerdy kid once he has it off. He's not supposed to be this edgy, hardcore skater dude, or this fucking 30-year-old looking high schooler Tobey Maguire. And that's where I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man shines, is whenever he is in actual Peter Parker mode, not Spider-Man mode. His Peter Parker is like an actually accurate representation, minus the Iron Man bits. That was kind of weird, because in the comics he doesn't really like Iron Man. But that's what I mean, like, it has to be accurate for it to actually work for his character, or else it just doesn't feel like Peter Parker. Which, this is something the game does very well. And I mean almost perfect to the comic books. And the Spider-Man side of the game is even closer to the comic books. My favorite part have to be the quips. Quips are actually fucking hilarious in this game. Like, here's a few for example.
I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace. Getting to the upper floors and hoping nobody turns on the elevator. Any bad? They're so cute when they're oblivious. Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
Spider-Man! Coward. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history. Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Any Spider-Man connoisseur would know that quips are the biggest part about Spider-Man. He makes quips all the time, even when he's getting the living shit beat out of him. If we have a quipless Spider-Man, like Tom Holland, then it just isn't Spider-Man. You're just a man in a spider costume, okay? That's the reason why I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man, because he had the quips, he had the cool-ass spider-like movement, like where he was crawling around the lizard and shit. He was just really accurate to Spider-Man. But the game is even closer than he could have ever wished to be. The game is quite literally just a moving comic book. You're just playing a comic book. My favorite part about the game Spider-Man is the fact that he's voiced by everyone's childhood, Yuri Lowenthal, who voiced literally like everybody and everything ever. So him voicing Spider-Man is really fitting, since Spider-Man is supposed to be like everybody's friend, like, you know, like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And Yuri Lowenthal is loved by everybody because he's just a really great voice actor. The amount of emotion he puts into the roles he plays is beyond any voice actor I've seen, like maybe up there with Aaron Yeager's voice actor. I can't think of his name, but I'll put it in the video. But the amount of emotion they put into like the scenes of them getting angry is so accurate to actual human emotion. Like, it actually feels like they're angry and not just playing a character. And especially in the scene with Aunt May dying, it feels real. Like, the amount of sadness coming out of Yuri Lowenthal's voice whenever he like is sitting there by the bed watching Aunt May die and trying to choose whether to save her or save the city. It's a really good performance put on by Yuri Lowenthal, and I love the fact that he was chosen for this role. Now, the gameplay is really smooth. It's up there with Arkham in levels of combat games, where it feels like you're actually that character. The swinging is the best swinging in any Spider-Man game to date. I have played a lot of Spider-Man games too, and they all pretty much suck. I can't lie. This is like the only good Spider-Man game compared to like the Amazing Spider-Man games or like the Web of Shadows. The gameplay just wasn't that good. The story was great, but the gameplay was kind of mid. But this game shines in that category where it feels like you're actually Spider-Man when you're using the controller or like the keyboard to manipulate him. Like it feels like you're actually just moving around like a spider. You're just flinging yourself around and spraying webs and just launching your knees into people's faces and definitely killing them. And the fact that they had the balls to do the Sinister Six in the very first game. Odd choice to go with Martin Lee, but I'll accept it. It was a cool way they did it. But doing the Sinister Six is a really hard thing to do because you would think they would want to lead up to doing the Sinister Six, where you show like every villain in a one game, they get their own thing, and you then build it up to the point where they form the Sinister Six so they can all attack him and you know their backstories and shit. But they just dove right in and said, skip that. We're not doing that anymore. We've seen that already. Let's just get to the good part. And they pulled it off incredibly. I have no complaints about this game, except for the insanely hard parrying system. It's a skill issue for sure, and I probably just suck. It's probably just an L get better moment, but it's hard as hell to parry in this game. The boss fights are really cool. I love how they brought back quick time events. You haven't seen those in many games in recent years. At least I haven't, but the boss fight of like Doc Ock, like the final boss fight, it was definitely the coolest superhero boss fight in any superhero game I have ever played. Like, hands down, 10 out of 10 boss fights. Amazing. But that's not our review for the game. Let's get into the actual review because this is a game review and we need to rate it. For Marvel's Spider-Man 2018, I will give this game a solid 9.95872 out of 10 because it is the greatest Spider-Man adaptation to date, and no game is perfect. No game is 10 out of 10. It's impossible, we know, but this game is damn near close. And if you want to see this game and see what I've been talking about this entire video, I have played it on this channel. Here's a playlist linked right here. Go ahead and check it out. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Stop